Okay.
You're Ross?
More or less. More or less.
Okay,
Hello,
nice to meet you,
Robert.
Ross.
Yeah. Okay. Robert, look back at your career stack and achievement. Many younger players are amazing. How you manage your play such a pivotal role and win the championship with three different franchise and look at your 7 rings. Um, which one is the most meaningful to you?
I think the most meaningful ring is actually the '95 championship ring, just for the
Okay.
simple fact where we had to come from. We didn't have home court advantage. It was a 6 seed, so we beat a lot of great teams on the road to win championships. And I think my career was right for me, meaning that I was in the right place at the right time,
Mm.
not with just shots, just for who I was as an individual. Going to Houston, learning from some greats like Kenny, Vernon, Otis, and Dream, and then going to LA where you want to kind of shine and be in the public eye, playing with Kobe and Shaq. And then when you're in your career, you kind of want to just play basketball and go home. That's how the San Antonio Spurs franchise was. So everything kind of was like right for me as an individual.
Okay. Uh, how did you adjust your mindset and back to fit into different teams, Lakers, Rocket, and Spurs?
Yeah, my mindset is always, read the room. What you mean is when I say read the room is look out and try to understand who your teammates are and what they do very well, and just try to add to that. I never was the type of guy who was like, you fit around me, I'm gonna fit around you because I know I like to say I don't make the product, but I make it better. I just know whatever I bring to the table is gonna make the team better.
Okay. And your nickname is a Big Shot Rob. It's a
Hmm.
legendary to fans. In this high stake or payoff moment, when the game is down to wires with only 1 point difference and second left on the court, which one is actually going through your mind?
I'm just playing basketball. When the ball comes to me, it's just like take the shot. For me, a lot of guys put a lot of pressure on themselves. I never put a lot of pressure on myself because at the end of the day, I know it's just a game. You go out and you play as hard as you can, and you have as much fun as you can because we have this thing called the basketball gods. We made up in our minds. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. But if you play as hard as you can, the
Mm.
outcomes are gonna be favorable for you.
Okay. A lot of younger players get shaky in this suffocating moment. How do you using talk to yourself to stay so calm to the game? Face to the
I
game.
usually stay calm because I believe in myself. And that's what I always tell young adults and kids when I speak to them, believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. And you have to exude confidence. You got to go out and play. And for me, the thing is that I always tell people, I said, it's just a game.
Just the game.
Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just
Right,
go out and
right.
play it and enjoy the moment.
Enjoy the game. Yes.
Mm.
You have been through the countless high-stake playoff battle in your career. In your experience, which team found yourself down 1-3 and facing elimination? What kind of atmosphere needs to be built up in the locker room?
Well, it's just belief, because you have to tell yourself, we've gone on winning streaks before, and it's just a different situation. We've won 3 in a row at home. We won 3 on the road. We've done this all season long. So you just got to believe in yourself, and when you believe, you can achieve. And I think for a lot of times when you go out and don't put that much pressure on yourself, like I said,
Mm.
you just go out and do what you're supposed to do and execute because you wouldn't have the second best record in basketball, or the best record in basketball if you can execute well.
Oh, okay, okay. How do you convince your teammate truly believe the series is not yet? It will come back.
Well, you just have to believe. You think about a lot of times players over talk, and you don't have to talk. We say, hey, we know what we can do. We've been up in situations. We've been doing very well. Just believe in yourself and just play. If there's an outcome. And one of the things we always say is, don't try to go above and beyond what you can do. Understand who you are and do your role to the best of your ability.
Okay. Yeah.
How do you think about the differences between role players right now and in the past?
I think now role players are a little bit different. It's where they don't believe they're role players. It's a lot of guys that go out and try to do things that they shouldn't. And with us, we always, understood that, if we do A, B, C, and D, that it's going to work out. And we trust the process, and we believed in the system. And I think the other thing is, it's always what we call a pecking order. And I think this day and age, these guys still understand who the big dogs on the team, and you defer.
Okay. So we know that you have played alongside superstar like Kobe Bryant Shaquille O'Neal and Tim Duncan or whatever, whoever. And what is the biggest difference between today's star player by watching the matches in the TV?
Well, I think the biggest difference is guys shoot a lot of threes. You think about the guys you just named, Shaq, Dream, and Tim. When we needed a bucket, we just went inside, and they was just usually better than everybody that was out there on the floor. So, but nowadays they're going to try to shoot a jump shot, and we have this saying, "Live by the outside shot, die by the outside shot." And I think that's the biggest difference because when it was time to get a bucket, we could count on Dream, Shaq, or Tim to get us a bucket.
Okay. Okay. For my last question, I'm a huge fan for Kobe Bryant. You are incredibly fortunate to play with them, three different powerful and legendary players. How you evaluation Hakeem with Rocket, Tim Duncan with Spurs, and Kobe and Lakers in your eyes? How their leadership in different style?
You know, it's the thing that you understand about the great players. They're really not a different style. You know, the only guy that had kind of a different style was Dream. He led by example. He wasn't a big talking guy. And most of the time when you get guys like that, you follow their work ethic. You know, for me, I've kind of followed Dream's work ethic when I first got to the league. You know, Shaq and I knew each other from college. You know, Kobe was a little bit younger. So those two guys were kind of like, you know, we already knew what we need to do by then. That's a good thing about once you become the old head on the team, the vet, they kind of watch your work ethic and then they follow you.
Oh, okay.
Last but not least, tomorrow will be the games final. So what do you think about the game plan of the Spurs?
For Game 5, I think the Spurs are just going to have to come out and not put a lot of pressure on themselves. They're at home, which is going to make it a little bit easier. They're going to be in their comfort zone. And sometimes you can get that crowd behind you. So it's going to be up to the crowd to stay loud and stay rowdy. Well, I mean rowdy in a good way. And just go out and play basketball and use that energy from the crowd to push you over the top.
What do you think about who is the X factors tomorrow?
I think, you know, for me, when you look at the Spurs, their bench has kind of been non-existent outside of Dylan Harper. So they're going to have someone on their bench to step up other than Harper. And that's the key. You know, you look at the way Champagne played against OKC, how he shot the three very well. I think their bench and Champagne are guys who got to step up for the Spurs to be successful.
Oh, thank you so much for
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Rob. See you tomorrow morning at 8:30.
Yes, I'm excited.
Let's go Spurs.
Yes.
Let's go Spurs.
Yes.
Thank you.